Me again. Not spreadsheets, actually databases. So typical database question, part of the database is shown below, and the database is used to record information on students attending the school annual award ceremony. A student is allowed 4 tickets, so that's some important information there. So it's really important that you do read things carefully. Okay, so let's have a little look, see what we've got here. We've got the key field, student ID, we've got first name, surname, we've got the years, different subjects, we've got the Boolean one here, and the number of tickets. So the first one, state how many fields are shown in the database above. So pause and try that, please. Okay, so we know that fields are the headings in a database, so the answer is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fantastic. State how many Boolean data types fields are shown in the database above. So I'll give you, if you pause that and try, please. Okay, Boolean is our yes, no, and I can see that there's 1. Here it says, circle the correct answer from the list to show the most appropriate data type for student ID. Pause and try that, please. Okay, because it's a mixture of letters and numbers, you're going to need to say text. So I'm going to just highlight that. Okay. Next up, the head teacher searched the database and the following results were found. Okay, so we've got ID, first name, surname, year group, subject, I can't remember what that was now, subject award, attendance confirmed, and the number of tickets. Okay, so we have got to state the field names and search criteria used to obtain these details. So pause and have a little go with that. Okay, so we are going to need to find year group 10, so we need to search on year, and the search criteria is 10. I'm just going to have a little double check that that's correct. Year and 10, there we go. And the other part of it is the subject has been searched on, because yes and no is both of them. So let's have a look what they've got. Subject, award, and computing. Alright, so if I wrote subject, it would be wrong. I need to write subject, award, and computing. Okay. There is an error in the number of tickets required field. Describe a suitable validation technique that could have prevented the error. So pause and have a little go at that. Okay. Number of tickets required. Let's have a little look at the mistake. Okay, it's obvious mistake. There's 44, and that obviously wouldn't be possible. And it says if your student is allowed 4 tickets. So that's why we noted that earlier. So we need to write something like a range check, or a drop-down list would be accepted. So I'm going to write a range check would have prevented the error in the correctly number of tickets required field. Number of tickets required field. Okay, I'm going to make reference to, because there's 2 marks going for this, that it needs to be between 0 and 4. The criteria should have been 0 to 4. A nice full answer there. Other than faster searching and validating data, give 2 advantages of storing data in a database over manual paper-based methods. So it's basically saying 2 advantages of storing data on a computerized database compared to, would have been better, manual paper-based methods or filing cabinets. So pause and have a little go at that. Okay, so let's try and be quite specific. We could say it's faster to search for data. I'm going to give a bit of an example. Just write a nice full answer so the examiner knows I've really understood. For example, searching for all the award winners who are female. Okay, made something random up. And another advantage, what about the fact that it's more secure? So a database would be more secure than a paper-based method because you are able to use a password, or you could say encryption, scrambles it all up and doesn't make any sense. Okay. Number 5, get in there, guys. Mobile phones are extremely popular, as we know. Mobile phones have different memory capabilities. Tick the correct box below to show which of the following would be able to store the least amount of photographs and apps. So I'll pause and try that, please. Okay, so it's an obvious one. 16 gigabytes would be the smallest. Next up, give 3 different techniques a mobile phone can use to transmit data. And remember to be really specific and pause and have a little go with that. Okay, so we could say Bluetooth. Could be used to share photos, for example. You could say AirDrop, something like that. Okay, we could say GPS. Allows us to use maps and check in. That's something that you can use on a mobile phone to transmit data. And lastly, what about 3G or 4G? Can be used to make calls. Okay, so sounded like maybe a difficult question, but in reality, we transmit data via our mobile phones all the time using these methods. Could have talked about wireless or internet as well. Okay. Next up, music can be downloaded using a mobile phone. Give 2 different advantages and 2 different disadvantages of downloading music. Could you pause and try that, please? Okay, so we want advantages. I'll just get my highlighter. Okay, so we want 2 different advantages and 2 different disadvantages. We're going to go on to the next video, guys, before I start that.